Sue McGinn has been a dairy farmer for more than 3 decades. She's tough, but the floods on the New South Wales mid-north coast are pushing her to the brink. Her farm, like much of the region she loves and has called home for 30 years, is underwater. It's being described as a 1 in 500 year flood, and the worst of it, it's yet to peak. Lives have been lost, there's no end in sight. You speak to any of the locals, they're tough, but there's not a lot of fight left. For Sue, her cows are without food, the farm is cut off, and there's no sign help is on the way. Even if it was, it couldn't get to her. I spoke to Sue this afternoon. Sue, thank you so much for your time. We know you're absolutely exhausted. Just how bad is it there at the moment?
Oh, it's diabolical. This is the worst flood that we've seen in 31 years here on the Lower Macleay. It's just so stressful. We've had continued showers and wet weather since early March. It started with Tropical Cyclone Alfred, and now with this event on top of saturated soils, the rain has nowhere to go. There's so much water that the conditions are now catastrophic.
Yeah, and that's it, isn't it? It's been so relentless and it makes it so overwhelming.
It is absolutely overwhelming. We have 200 head of dairy cows here, and they're hungry, they're miserable, they're wet. They've been laying in mud for the last 2 months, so they're suffering, we're suffering. It's very, very trying times.
Just tell me, when you look out your window right now, what do you see and how do you feel?
I'm worried because we haven't reached the peak. I'm worried because I've never seen a flood this high before in this area. I'm worried because I see my future and everything my husband and I have worked for falling apart. I'm worried about the short-term income and being able to pay the bills. I think most of all I'm worried, and my husband is worried about the cows. It's all we've done in the flood is try to feed them and keep them safe.
And as you said, like, you've been through floods before. This isn't your first rodeo, but, you know, it's that problem, right? When the sun comes up, your problems don't go away.
And we haven't turned the corner yet. So we haven't reached the peak yet, and we're not sure where that's going to be. We're just trying to keep the cattle safe and contained at this point in time because there's so much water about that there really isn't anything else we can do. So we're struggling to feed them at the moment.
What are you doing in that regard, Sue? Because all your farmland is underwater, pasture's gone?
Yes. Everything's underwater. The only bit out of water is, the house, which is on piers. Yeah, it's just all bought in feed, and it will be all bought in feed until well into spring, because these disasters are worse at this time of year in the autumn because we can't re-establish pastures. So we're going to be hand feeding for months.
Everything you're describing is not cheap. So much money going out, nothing coming in. It begs the question, can you survive this, Sue?
You know, we've had a good career in dairy. It's been a very good thing to do, but I think I'm at breaking point now. You know, I feel like at the moment we're wrecking our farm, we're wrecking our plant and machinery, we're wrecking our cows, and we're wrecking ourselves.
And so, look, I know the Mid-North Coast well. That's where I grew up. And where you are, there are a lot of farms that have been in the family for generations. So I am guessing that you're not alone thinking long and hard about what to do next.
Absolutely. We expect to go through floods, on a regular basis. But this is not a regular flood. This is a catastrophic flood on the back of wet conditions, and we are 100% inundated. Like, there is nowhere to go. Our road access is cut off. The tanker can't get in. The milk that we're producing is going to be tipped out. I'm sure of that. Yeah, I just fear for the farms around here and their ability to, fight back.
There is no easy solution here. We know that. Mother Nature's always going to do her thing. But what help do you need right now to get through this?
Immediately, it is an animal welfare crisis and we need to feed our cows. I would like to call on the government and those people that can make the right decisions to make a decision quickly and to grant the dairy industry a dairy specific grant to help the dairy farmers for fodder.
Yeah. And I think too, this will have flow-on effects, won't it, to anyone just sitting at home watching, the ones who buy your milk?
This catastrophe is so widespread that it must interrupt supply. Apart from the fact that the farmers are doing it tough, you've got the tanker drivers who've got to go and collect the milk, and with the roads cut, you know, they can't do that. So I would imagine that there would almost have to be short-term milk supply issues.
Yeah, and just hard to believe, isn't it, that if you go a bit further south or inland, there's a drought. It is a brutal country and it is a brutal job.
It is, and farming is tough. It can be tough, but it does have great rewards, and especially when things are going well. And farmers are resilient. They will get back and they'll return to full production. But in the meantime, it's a very long, hard road, and it often feels very isolating and very lonely. And I think, you know, if it wasn't for reaching out, I think we'd be in a world of emotional pain as well as financial.
That's the thing about farming and farmers, isn't it? You've got each other's back.
We do, but at the end of the day, if the government doesn't come through and help us, we'll be in a whole bigger lot of pain.
Yep, and we need that money to come through. It is
We
desperate.
do.
You know what, Sue, I'm going to let you go because I know you need to race off and milk the cows. If you stop milking them, they stop producing. The job doesn't stop. Our hearts are with you. Thank you so much for chatting.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and we are thinking of everyone in those flood zones. And the federal and state governments, they have announced subsidies to help transport livestock and feed. But as Sue said there, farmers are going to feel this disaster, not just for months, but for years. And the help, well, it can't just stop there.